and other kind gesture. It is, however, noteworthy to mention being at peace with oneself, learning to accept you for who you really are, paying attention to that positive voice inside and letting the effect reverberate in your being. In our quest to reach our full potential, we often forget to look out for ourselves. We must learn to take a break, step back a bit, and create the me time when necessary to refresh and replenish. Go out and enjoy nature if need be. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, else a breakdown is imminent. Kindness to self is the very foundation of kindness to others. Once this is achieved, it becomes easy to give, express, extend, and show.
Jibola Dabo. Keep watching Mid-Morning Show. Hello, dear viewers. My name is Jibola Dabo. Keep watching Mid-Morning Show.
All right, you have to keep watching the Mid-Morning Show. Like we said, it's the first episode, the Wednesday episode in the month of March. And once again, Happy New Month to you viewer watching. Yes, we have our guest with us already. Dolapo, we had that extensive feature on kindness. And like I said before we took the feature, that kindness is like a currency. We have to spend it. You really don't know what quite a number of people usually says that, people are wearing clothes. You don't know what is underneath, what the person is going through underneath.
That's true.
Have to, be kind to everyone you meet. So yes, we have a guest with us already. We have a CEO, and he's Rahim Yusuf Olatunji. He's a disability inclusion and accessibility expert, and is also a disability rights advocate. He's a distinguished facilitator, he's a change agent, he's an entrepreneur, he's an accessibility consultant, and as well a public speaker with extensive experience in promoting inclusive practices and advocating for the right of persons with disabilities. So yes, good morning, Mr.
Thank you so much.
Is it Mr. Ryan, Mr. Yusuf, Mr. Olatunji? Which is the last?
Yusuf.
Mr. Yusuf.
Yusuf is my first name. Okay. Olatunji is my middle name, while Rahim is my son.
So you are Mr. Rahim.
I'm Yusuf actually, because that's my first name.
Okay.
Yes, Rahim is my surname.
And that's the last, so you're Mr. Rahim.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
It's a pleasure having you on Mid-Morning Show as a personality of the week.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right.
All right, so let's start from the beginning of, when the man was a young boy. What was your childhood like? Your family, your father and mother, and your siblings. What was the relationship?
And where did you grow up?
And where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Isayin local government, that's in Oyo State, so I'm an engineer of Oyo State. Growing up was fun for me because I had beautiful experience in spite of my challenges, in spite of my disability. Polio struck me at age of 3. I was about going to age 4 when I had poliomyelitis. And in spite of that very, I don't want to call it bad experience, but a very challenging experience as a child, I was brought up with great love and bliss from my parents. We had a beautiful, we were brought up in an atmosphere of love. And I think that shaped my thinking. In some cases where you have a child with disability in a family, sometimes they will abandon that child because they don't want to associate with that child. But in my own case, my parents actually embraced me with great love, and that shaped my thinking, the way I relate with people, even my neighbors, everybody. Though it was quite challenging for them because it took them over, let's say, 6 years for them to even accept reality.
How about your
Because
siblings?
it affects my education,
Okay.
because I started my elementary school at the age of 8. Imagine that. Because at that age, they were taking me to different places for healing, both the Orthodox and the Mother Mexican.
So they didn't know it was polio?
Actually, in those days, they, to some, they actually are aware of that, but they don't want to give up. There are two sides to a coin.
Yeah.
Some even were saying that it's affiliate people, don't let me use that word, that they need to also go tradition to find out. And that, they took me to various healing centers. And to make sure that, because it was strange to the family, I happened to be the first child, in that family. Even within the nuclear setting or extended family, I was the first to have that disability. So it was very strange. They don't want to accept that reality. And that took them complete 8 years before I was actually enrolled to elementary school.
How about your siblings,
Yes, my siblings, none of them have any form of disability.
Like the acceptance.
That time they were, yes, they actually accept me as their
elder brother.
yeah, I'm not. I think I'm not the elder. I'm the second issue.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, second son.
Okay.
And but why I said it was, they embraced me, because I remember I've never seen any of them discriminated against me. In fact, they create a healthy, competitive environment. Why my father, he was an Islamic scholar, but he's also a lover of sports, because he played tennis. We used to play tennis together with my dad. Anytime we have a break, we play tennis together, and we watch movie together. We do all sorts of. Though he was he was a disciplinarian. There are timetable for everything. Time to go to school, to come back, you have to go to Ilekeu. These Islamic schools, you have to. Then from there, the time for sporting activities, because he loves sport as well. And there's time for us to even watch movie if we have time to do that. So the same
cycle.
Yes, I think that's what happened. That's what actually expressed my growing up, because I remember my brothers. We played, even though if you want to play football, you use your leg. The football, okay. I use my hand to play with them. Do you get it?
You play handball.
Yeah, not even handball.
Okay.
Not handball. We were growing up as children. We were children, and sometimes in the front of our house, we play football. Instead of you'll be using their legs to play football. But me, I'll be using my hand. I have to turn to a goalkeeper sometimes because before, though we even have a stadium in my house, very close to our house. So that actually shaped my passion for sports and other extra curriculum activities and all of that. So, but I had a beautiful, relationship with my siblings, with my parents, and with my neighbors.
So the support was there.
Yeah, the support was there. In fact, at age 17, I funded a under 13 football club for teen, and I started that when I was age 17, under 13, called Utah's Unity Club. For some people in my hometown, they can still remember that, because in 2008, I think it's 20. I think around that time, I won my senatorial district competitions. Yes, I won it. My club won it.
Okay.
So, and it was a great joy for me, because people were asking, how do you do it? Though I have assistant coach that also helped me and all of that. So, and I have a couple of my neighbors who have who are boys that also were part of my team. That to show you the kind of love I received from them. In fact, there is this popular coach in my hometown, Coach Badmos. For some people that listen to me in the Sayin Oluwole area, to be precise, he's a very popular man in that area, because he coached several clubs in Okeogun. And he actually, one of his son, KG, was among my team. And that to show you the kind of love
Okay.
and the kind of confidence they have in me.
Yeah.
So, and that was my, growing up like, but at some point it was quite challenging because, at that time, there's scarcity of mobility aid. My father sacrificed a lot for me in order to be able to enroll me into elementary and secondary school. Because sometimes he would have to take me to school in the morning and come back in the afternoon.
Okay, what elementary school is that?
Yeah, that's Muslim Secondary Grammar School.
Okay.
In the saying, that's around the Oluwole area. That's then later on. Ebedi. And then later on, I moved to NUD, that NUD primary school, then Muslim Secondary Grammar School. That was my secondary school.
Okay.
And during that period, because of their view about issue of disabilities, and they don't want to accept that. So I said it took them complete 8 years.
8 years, yeah.
I was 8 years old when I started my primary school. You can imagine that. That time, my brothers, they're already in primary 3, 4, and all of that when I started. But one thing they did for me, before that, I had a home teacher that comes around to yes. And that helped me. At some point, I did my common entrance when I was in primary 5 instead of 6.
Okay.
And along the line, I was able to catch up.
Okay, sorry, I need to butt in. Yes. I need to butt in right now. You spoke about acceptance from your family and people around, friends, and it took them 8 years.
Yes.
How about yourself? There's something called self-acceptance. Growing up, how did you see yourself then? What were the thoughts that were running through your mind back then?
Well, at that time, maybe because of the kind of relationship I have with my parents and my neighbors, I didn't realize I was actually differently at the initial stage. Yes, because I was doing well as a child at that time. I have access to elementary school, and I also engage in extracurriculum activities. My father and my mothers and my grandmothers, they all embraced me with love. And that actually, until I didn't even know much about discrimination, to be honest with you, until when I finished my secondary school, when I started, moving, traveling around and attending programs and all of that, that's when I started to look at, okay, do they even discriminate against persons with disabilities? Because at that level, when you are embraced with love, I believe so much in myself. You can imagine, in spite of my disability, to have a grassroots on that team football club at that age. You can imagine the kind of confidence I would have been able to be. I paid them actually weekly.
Wow.
I pay them weekly for that because we play competitions and we do contribute. Whoever win, we have, money to pay your team members and all of that. And these people, if you are listening to me, they can actually testify to that. So you can imagine the kind of confidence abuse. So I believe so much in myself, and since that time, and because of I also read. I used to write at that time, and I love listening to people. There are a lot of most time when I watch television, newscasters, presenters, they actually inspire me because at that time I was thinking I have two options in life. That okay, is either I study law to become a lawyer, or I study communication to become a broadcaster. Because I like the way they speak, the way they dress. I love that. While I was growing up, so I already have vision and mission in life. I already have something that is guiding me, my thoughts and my conduct, my actions, and everything like that, right from childhood. And I was very ambitious. I was very, very ambitious as a child. And up to now, you know, like I'm still very, very, you know, but at that level, so I will say that